Anyway, the old Bill pulled me up. He said to me, I'm arresting you. I said, what for? He said, overloading the car. I said, fuck off, this is 5-seater. I'm here, Dave, Bobby, Peter, Roger. No. He said, no, that's an Audi Quattro, isn't it? Yeah. Well, Quattro's 4. And you got 5 in it. Fuck off. I said, where's your sergeant? He said, he's over there nicking 2 blokes in a Fiat Uno. Last time I got pulled over the old bill was at my grandson, 6. Funny fucking names they call them, isn't it? Tracky little fuck. Anyway, old Bill's pulled up. He's pulled up in front. As he's walked towards the motor, I thought, fuck me, what am I going to do? So as he's got to the door, I give the grandson a clip round the ear. Copper's gone mental. He said, what are you doing? What, eating that charge against the law? Fuck off. I said, my old man hit me when I was a kid. I'm sure your old man done the same to you. Yeah, he said, well, what's he done? I said, the little fucker's just let me text it. Gentlemen, it's great to come out. I know we got a few, like, got some lovely looking girls in there tonight. A couple of ugly ones. I won't point them out. But it's great to come out, not mainly men in it. All right, we got the ladies here, but it's nice to come out for a night out, have a bit of a laugh, listen to Chopper. And it's a great night out about the old woman and all the rest of it. Because they're fucking, I mean, my missus said to me tonight, where are you? I said, in Basingstoke. She said, where's that? Oh, she's a fucking talk for England, my old one. We got a budgie at home where it says his butt. Fucking noise, right? She said, oh, go on, can I go? I said, come, you can't come with me. It's an old man thing. I've got Roddy Chopper around there. There are fucking women in there. I'll go on. She said, I won't say fuck. Fellas, you know the only way to get out of the house without her, start a row. Do you think that? Give me all this one. What are you on in that bra for? You got fuck all to put in it? Then you come back with, yeah, oh, and your underpants, don't I? Fuck it, I'm out, right? And my missus had lovely tits, but the fucking kids hit them. She said, oh, go on, let us go. I said, no, it's all men, I can't take. And I thought, right, all right, you can come. All afternoon, she's been up and down them stairs. Is this all right? Is that all right? Yeah, she come down in this dress, she said. Does this dress make me look fat? I said, no, your arse and your belly makes you look fat. And fellas, when we have round, oh yeah, do you remember that on the telly? Mr. and Mrs. And these people have been married 40, 50 fucking years, never had a row. What a load of bollocks. And we all row. And do you know what? Listen, me and our mate don't even know this gentleman. We can have a row, but there's another act going on over there. Some fucker buying a drink over there and wants every cunt an hour. Anyway, it ain't always our fault around, but I'll tell you what, do you remember? Tell them, shut the fuck up. The grown-ups are trying to listen. Anyway, there was a woman years ago on the telly, her name was John Wayne Bobbitt. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
In America, what's she done? Had a row with the old man.
Yeah.
She's cut his dick off, fucking threw it in the gone. And she wrote books. She was on David Letterman, Ricky Lake, Oprah Winfrey. She earned bundles of money. She wrote books on assertiveness, and women read these fucking books, and I think that's where they go wrong. Because when a couple drive along in England, she said to him, you seeing that bird or what? Yeah, he said, what you gonna fucking do? She said, I'll show you. She's got a standing like that, cut his dick off and threw it out the window. 2 Irish fellas coming home behind them in the transit, diddly-dum, diddly-dee. This dick is in the windscreen. One turned to the other and said, Jesus, Michael, did you see the prick on that fly? But fellas, it ain't always that. How many times have you done this? You wake up in the morning, and do you know what? When women have got the hump, it's like it comes out of their arsehole and floats around the house. You don't even have to see them. You open your eyes, you go, hold up. Someone's upset there. Can't be me, I ain't been home all weekend, then. We had this route. It went on for fucking weeks. And in the end, fella, you don't even look the rouse right. You know, you get that silent treatment. That's what does me. I wish you'd just hit me in the face with a fucking brick. No, silent. We had this route months and I thought, fuck it, I'm going out. Suited and booted, come down the stairs. There she is ironing. She said, I suppose you're going out. No, love, there was Dennis on the telly. I thought I'd get dressed up, really. You're always out at his house. If you were half a man, you'd take the kids to the circus. It's half a man, they'll be in the fucking circus. I know you're going down that club, and I'm telling you something now. If you ain't in this house by 11:10, I'm bolting up. You're in the shed. I'm fucking adding up with it. Fellas, you start grovelling, didn't you? Bit of Chinese brought in, love. Poke the Chinese up your arse. 11:10, the shed. Fellas, you can down your own local club, pub, stand at the bar, 2 pints of lager, you're just on your third one, and it hits you, doesn't it? You shit fucking. Great gear, that fucking lager, isn't it? You start shouting at it, you live them out in the club. I'll come home anytime I fucking want, alright? Now, you've got the ump. You're at the top shelf, more lager. They call time at 11 o'clock. You hear it 1:45. And I bet there's not a man in this room tonight hasn't walked down these roads saying these very words. I'm going to get a bollocking when I get in. Hang on. Now, I'll tell you something. I don't know. Who eats Chinese food? Oh, shit, innit? Anytime I'm late, down the bottom of our road, we've got a Chinese restaurant. They'll take away. And I don't trust them little fuckers. I'll tell you why. I'm 42 years old now, and I'll tell you something. I've never seen a Chinese funeral in England, have you? Hey, go to the graveyard, won't see a Chinese grave. That leads me to believe two things. Either they last forever, or you ain't getting what you fucking all want. Because I tell you now, Chinese, look, I've never, wherever you come from, you've all got your own Chinese takeaway. I wouldn't even have a clue where you. All Chinese takeaways are exactly the same. You never noticed that? I'll tell you what. Shh. I'm talking as quiet as I can. Oh, then, yeah. Your Chinese takeaway, shop, 15 foot wide. You walk through the door, ding, bell goes. Why does fuck all the nick? Never seen anyone run down this PI street with a 6 foot fish tank under his arm, have you? You walk in, red flock wallpaper. They've all got it. I said to the manager one night, that wallpaper, is it flocked? No, he said, another cut of you in it. I went in here one night, and the old man was in there, Mr. Wong. Now, Chinese people, when you talk now, it looks like they're going to fucking stand there any minute. And I've ordered a chicken chow mein, I think she likes, so he stuck it on the frying pan, wouldn't take his eyes off me. Just kept looking, I thought, fucking. All of a sudden he went, what you do? So I done fuck all, mate, just want to get club. No, what you do for a living? Living? I'm living. I said, I'm a comedian. Oh, change colour. I'll explain. I said, no, I'm a chameleon. I said, I'll just go out and tell a few jokes, have a bit of a laugh. I said, tell us a joke, and the Bloxy Day, cheer us up. How the fuck can you tell Chinese joke? You're not talking about it. So I've looked over his frying pans alike. I said, you what? What? I said, you what? He said, who's there? you go in your Chinese takeaway, the counter, that eye, sellotape on the top's the menu. Who the fuck wants that? And you look over the counter, here he is sitting on an orange box. They're all sitting on a beer crate, looking at a 12-inch television screen stuck up in the fucking rafters. No wonder they squint. And what makes me laugh, I've got to tell you, Chinese people are only little, they're only like 5'2", 5'3". The telly's up there. Who turns it on? You imagine saying a tall bloke, what are you doing living, mate? Well, I've got to go Chinese takeaway, Anyway. Now, why I don't trust them? Why I don't trust them? You never know what the fuckers are writing down. I mean, we write from left to right. They write from north to south. You say chicken chow mein, and they draw a fucking Christmas tree. Sweet sour pork snowflake. It's now nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go on the out. Sweet sour chip, yeah. Have some rice. Fuck it, go on, I'll have a bag of chips. They go mental when you ask for chips. They haven't got to work with chips. They can't cook chips. They can't translate because they don't cook them in China.
Come on, lads.
All right, lads.
Turn in.
That's it. Fucking power there, Colin, eh? I'll go around. No, I'll have them. Fuck them. The bloke went to the doctor, he said, Doctor, I can't pronounce me F's, me T's or me TH's. The doctor said, well, you can't say fairer than that, can you? That one in. Gentlemen, before I introduce our speaker tonight, you know him very well. I've got the Chinese. Got it. Two girls talking like that. Oh, two girls, they raffle prizes. I'm only joking. Oh, look at that. Look. She was laughing, her tits were going up and down like that. Right. I've got them. Listen, I won't keep you much longer. Obviously, you want to round the night off with a bit of dancing. So, got over the raffle, the Chinese. Thanks, Carl. I'm glad you're all keeping up. Oh, fuck it. I'm the tits got you there. They've got no fucking tits. They're like, push two of them together and we'll make a fucking decent one. My missus has got no tits now. She puts her bra on backwards, it fucking fits better. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do, because we've got a great night. While you're all settled down now, I don't mind anyone talking while I'm on, but I'm going to introduce a fella now. Your name, I'll repeat it all again if you want me, 795 appearances for Chelsea. You are now in his company tonight. He's, as I say, the first Chelsea captain to lift the European Cup up, the Cup Winners' Cup, the League Cup, the FA Cup, and every other fucking cup going. Gentlemen and ladies, please put your hands together and welcome in your room tonight, Mr. Ron Chopper Harris.
Thanks all so much, and I'll say very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I must say I'm proud of the fact that I've played more games than anybody in the history of Chelsea Football Club. I do get a little bit pissed off speaking at the dinners and the functions when people say Ron Chopper Harris 795 games. And the reason I get pissed off is that no one ever mentions all the goals I've scored in those 795 games. I'm sure Colin will tell you we had some of the finest goalkeepers in the world, and I can remember every goal I scored, and I did manage to score 13. More people call me Chopper than they do Ron, and it always brings a smile to the ladies' faces. And when we first come here, the early part of the evening, Debbie come up to me and she had a big smile on her face and she said, "Excuse me, Mr. Harris, why did they call you Chopper?" And when I explained to her how I got the nickname, so the smile faded. And just in case some of you men are curious, it was given to me by the Chelsea supporters, supposedly the way I used to scythe people down from behind. Well, I can assure you, ladies, it's not what you think it is. Some of the questions that people always ask me were, who were some of the best players that you ever played against? Well, I've always singled two lads, a lad that sadly died a few years ago called Georgie Best, who I think gave me one of the biggest chasings I ever had in the 21 years I was at Chelsea Football Club. And I remember before the game, Tommy Docherty said to me, I want you to follow this fella closely. I think we were 3-1 down at half time. Tom wasn't too impressed and come over and had a right pop at me. And as I was sitting in the corner, I still felt dizzy because the fella had turned me so many different ways. And he said to me, he said, I thought I told you to mark him closely. I said, well, I tried to, Tom, but every time I got near him, his teammates was either patting him on the back or shaking his fucking hand. So I said to him, well, what do you want me to do? Break his leg and get sent off? And he just looked at me, he said, don't worry, son, they will fucking miss him a lot more than we will miss you. And another lad that me and Willie have had the great pleasure for about 5 years, I worked with a lad round the theatres who I think was one of the greatest goal scorers we ever produced, a fella called Jimmy Greaves. And on my 17th birthday, I was picked to play for the first team against Sheffield Wednesday. And about 4 games after, I was picked to play against, I think, the best side around in the early 60s called Tottenham Hotspur. And I remember Tommy Docherty saying to me, look, follow this fella wherever he goes, but don't speak to him, just ignore him. Anyway, 10-3 when the old buzzer went, he said, don't forget what I said to you, Chopper. Just ignore the fella, don't speak to him. Well, for about 18 minutes, this fella Greaves had hardly touched the ball. And bearing in mind, I'd only played about 4 times for Chelsea, and he was a little bit more experienced than me, and we conceded a free kick, just on the left-hand side of the penalty area. And Dave Mackay put the ball down, and I'm standing shoulder to shoulder to Jimmy Greaves. And all of a sudden, he just looked at me, and he looked up in the air, and he said, here, Chopper. He said, do you think we might have some rain today? And of course, like a fucking idiot, I looked up in the air. And then Dave Mackay just floated the ball to the near post, and Jimmy scored with a diving header. And all the years I marked him, that was the only time the fella ever scored, and it taught me one thing: never speak to the opposition.
Top man.
At the age of 15, when I left school, I had to make a real tough decision because I was offered a spot on the ground staff at Chelsea for £7 a week, or going on the ground staff up at Lord's for the cricket for £4 a week. And the only reason that I decided to go to Chelsea, it gave me an extra £3 a week, which at the time was a lot of money. And so I don't regret it because I had 21 fantastic years at a truly tremendous club. I don't know if any of you people follow cricket, and I see this fella every time there's a test match or a big cricket game, who I think was one of the biggest dickheads I've ever seen. A fella called Bob Willis. 6'5", opened the bowling for Surrey in England off the 50 paces. And we went over to the Oval one night and played in this testimonial fixture. And what the format was that we gave the cricketers 5 goals start in a 25 minutes each way football game. And in return, they give us 50 runs start in a limited over cricket match. And this fella was in goal this evening, this Bob Willis. And when you had the likes of Pete Rosgood and Alan Hudson and Charlie Cook in your side, they were putting goals past this Bob Willis, left, right and centre. And every time we scored a goal, so Peter Ross would give this geezer some lip. Anyway, when it come to the cricket match, this geezer's like pissed off, he was on fire. 6'5", Open the bowling, Surrey in England, 50 paces. And they decided that I should open the batting because maybe I played a lot of cricket. Anyway, the first ball he bowled at me went that quick, I didn't even see it. And he come halfway down the pitch on the follow through and he shouted out, "Chopper!" And as I looked up, he said, "It's red, it's hard, and you were supposed to hit it." So as I was waiting for the next delivery, I was hoping he might bowl me a half volley. Lo and behold, he bowled me a half volley just outside the off stump. And I remember lofting it straight over his head, straight over the sight screen, into the crowd. And as he come following through, I shouted out, "Oh!" And as he looked up, I said, "It's red, it's hard, now go and find the basket." Now all of a sudden, the 50 paces went to 60. Now I'm starting to get a little bit fidgety. Anyway, the next ball he bowled at me was another short pitch ball, and it caught me just below the heart. And in those days, you never had any of the old protective padding that these puffs wear today. And believe you and me, it did hurt. But rather than give him the satisfaction to let him see it hurt me, I just smiled at the fella and just remembered what my father used to say to me: "Son, never let them see you hurt." I waited for the next delivery, it's another short pitch ball. And as I tried to fend it off, I got the faintest touch on my glove. And as the ball's lobbed up into the wicket-keeper's hands, the wicket-keeper and the free slips have all gone up in the air together. "How was that?" And the umpire looked at me from down the other end and said, "Not out." I said, "It fucking was." And that is the quickest I've ever got off the field, believe you me.
Brilliant.
Anyway, at the age of 17, after I served my 2.5 years as an apprentice, I signed a 3-year contract for Chelsea Football Club for £40 a week and £1,000 a year signing on fee, which at the time was a lot of money. And Tommy Docherty was my first manager, and I've got the greatest respect for Tom because by the time I was 19, he made me captain at Chelsea Football Club. And Tom is a real funny man, and I'll tell a story that we played in one of these European ties against a very, very good German side called Munich 1860. And Tom used to come in the dressing room about an hour before the kick-off and have a little chat with the lads who was picking up this fella, the corners for us and against us, who was going in the wall. And anyway, it got to about 10 to 7 this night, and there was no sign of Tom. 10 past 7, there was still no sign of him. 20 past 7, the old buzzer went, and as I got up to lead the side out, Tom just casually walked through the dressing room door. And I served under, 8 managers in my time at Chelsea Football Club, and this is the greatest team talk I've ever heard any manager say. He said, "Sit yourselves down and just listen." And as everybody sat down, he said, "Don't forget," he said, "some of these German bastards tried to kill your parents." and you know what happened? We went and won 2-0. In all the years I was at Chelsea Football Club, we always seemed to do better in the cup than we did in the league. And I think the nearest we ever got to winning the league title was about, 63, 64.